Okay, so today I'm going to be wrecking Loon Mountain's lift system. I was only there for one day, so I only recorded 6 lifts. I don't have an opinion on East Basin or Kissing Cousin at the moment, but if I do go back in the future and get those done, maybe that might change my list. But for now, these are the 6 lifts ranked of Loon Mountain. Number 6 is the White Mountain Gondola. This should be no surprise that it's going in last place. This has to be the worst capacity gondola at Loon Mountain. The cabins are too small, each cabin is spaced way too far apart, and it's the only lift that goes from the base all the way up to the summit. Because the cabins are so light, it can easily shut down in wind. If anything, I would rather take 7 Brothers and not take my skis off. Number 5 is the Toad Road Quad. This lift is unique in that it's a bi-directional lift, meaning that you can load and unload at either side. However, since it's a transfer lift, it does not really serve any terrain. It's only used to get you to South Peak, or if you're coming from South Peak, get over to the Loon Peak, and vice versa. Number 4 is the Kankamegas 8. Oh boy. Here's a brief little story. After we got on the lift, it was cruising at normal speed for about 2/3 of the way up. 2/3 of the way up, the lift came to a hard stop. And then 15 minutes later, the lift ran at a crawling pace. And then it was down the rest of the morning. So yeah, I definitely had some bad luck with that. But with regards to the lift itself, it does its job really well and gets people out of the base area pretty quickly. The only unfortunate thing is that you can't reach Toad Road from there, so you'll have to take North Peak Express or East Basin. Number 3 is the 7 Brothers Express, and this is a far better alternative than that gondola. Why? Because number 1, you don't have to take your skis off, and number 2, the chairs are spaced closer together, so it's 4 people per chair versus the 4 people per cabin. It also consistently runs full speed, so it hauls butt. It would take you the same amount of time to take this lift to the top as it would to get halfway through the gondola line. Number 2 is the North Peak Express. This lift serves a variety of intermediate and advanced trails, and it also is a way to get to the Toad Road. Here's the thing about this lift. It's a pretty big choke point because most people come from the Kankamegas and 7 Brothers lifts, thus putting quite a bit of stress on the lift. The only unfortunate thing is that some of these runs can get tracked out pretty fast, which means they get very icy in the cold times. Regardless, this is still a decent lift. But let's move on to number 1. And finally, at number 1, we have the Lincoln Express. This lift is in its own little pod, so it makes it perfect to lap. Here's some advice. Stick to the sidelines, because they're less likely to get tracked out as much as the middle part of the trail. There are a few icy spots in the Lincoln area, but they're far less icier than the North Peak area. This lift won't be the only one at South Peak for long, as next summer they're building a new fixed grip quad for the lower part of Lincoln. I don't think it's really going to do much, except to keep the Lincoln Express company. But Lincoln Express is great. You can just lap at any time and avoid the crowds. As I said in the beginning, these aren't all of Loon Mountain's lifts. Eventually, I might try to revisit if it's a bit warmer and they got their expansions all sorted out. But for now, this is what I've got so far. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for some Sugarloaf videos after this. Bye.